up guys? Welcome back or welcome to the channel if you're new. It's Sahara. So today we are going to be doing my first Dollar Tree Dollhouse of 2025. If you guys missed last year's Dollhouses, I did a Coraline Dollhouse and I also did a Nightmare Before Christmas Dollhouse. So I've been lacking and slacking on the Dollhouses. I'm coming up on my last few that I'll be doing ever because, you know, I'm starting just to like run out of ideas and maybe lose a little inspiration. So yeah, we're going to be coming up on the last few, but I hope you guys are excited for this one because we are finally going to be doing a Barbie dollhouse. One of two. I'm going to be doing twos. I'm going to be doing two, and this one is going to be called the Barbie Malibu Ranch Dollar Tree Dollhouse. So I'm going to be using this one type of dollhouse. I'm just showing you guys right now. I did cut two of them off camera. We're going to be doing a 3-story dollhouse, but it's the same style of dollhouse. By the way, Dollar Tree does have their dollhouses back now. So if you guys want to recreate it, tag me, get you a dollhouse. I'm going to be taking the windows out indoors. I don't know why I did this. This was a waste of time because I did not end up painting them separately, but yeah. And all the other houses, I did black them out with some electrical tape from the Dollar Tree because that seems to be the only thing this tape is good for. It's terrible. I'm going to go ahead and glue them together with my AdTech glue gun and the glue sticks that I got from Walmart. Well, my mom got them for me from Walmart for my birthday. I think it was birthday or Christmas, but that doesn't matter. As long as I have it. And I do want to mention that the Dollar Tree does have a mini size version of the same brand at the Dollar Tree, this glue gun from AdTech. I didn't know how much it cost, probably like $5 anyway, because the Dollar Tree has gone up on their prices. A lot of stuff is now $1.50 and $1.75. Things are not only $1.25 anymore. They just keep going up. I also forgot to mention that I did use my heart shears and these snips from these garden snips from the Dollar Tree to cut the dollhouses. That's what I use. Now I'm also going to use these pieces inside the packet of the dollhouse to glue on the sides and the front. I like to use these when I'm doing like those window type of paint things where you add in the grass, moss, and I am adding one under every window. Now, unfortunately, I did not have enough of these because I opened multiple packs of the doll houses to use these on my doll houses when I do use them under the window. So there's a couple that's a different size. I had to cut other pieces from other parts that come in a dollhouse to replicate it. So there may be some that's wider, and I put them towards the bottom and the sides. I'm going to go ahead off camera. I'm going to use my Color Shot spray in Skinny Dip Satin, some clear gloss, some matte gloss just to spray the dollhouse outside and seal it off. And then I also put back in the windows and doors. And see, this is what I was saying, that I didn't even paint them separately. So I should have just kept them on the doors. By the way, the last house does not have any doors because I did use them for a different dollhouse. I think I used them in my Coraline dollhouse when I had to make it bigger and wider, and I added a lot more to that one. I'm going to be taking a mixture of chestnut, chocolate bar, and territorial beige, and these are all apple barrel. I think these are matte. There may be one that has like a satin finish, but I think for the most part I got all of these matte. But I'm going to be mixing them together to start painting certain accents of the dollhouse. Like I'm going to be painting the door, the windows, certain colors. And as for all of my tools that I use, like the brushes, I think these are Craft Smart, if I'm not mistaken. And you can find that at craft stores like Michael's, where they would have like a jumbo amount. And I'm also wearing gloves now too. All of this stuff is not toxic for your body. Like if it gets on your body, you're not going to start breaking out and all of that stuff. It's not like that. But when this paint gets on my fingers, it is hard to remove. So that's why. And you don't have to necessarily prep and prime before using this paint. It has really good coverage. You may only need like 2 layers, but again, this is why I should have painted it separately instead of putting them back and then painting like this, so I could get in like the in-betweens. Going in with a mixture of chocolate bar, Concord grape, and country gray, which is perfect name for this. I am going to be mixing them together and painting on the little, like I said, the window pane things. I cannot remember what they're called, but it's something like that. And it's going to give me like this cool tone, purple tone. And I really, really like how that looks. By the way, again, all of this is going to dry matte, so it's going to look better as it dries. Now I'm going to be using the Waverly chalk paint. I think this is in the shade Hazelnut. And it's like a warm tone, like a warm yellowish greenish type of tone, and I'm going to be using that as like the brick color. So there's different designs on the house that you don't have to actually create yourself, like it has like a brick or wood, not wood, but brick type of look to it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think whatever I had left, maybe I added a little bit of country gray and black, which is, this is a huge apple barrel black matte paint, and I just mixed that together for the roof. So I am going to have it this color, but later, just to go over it, I'm going to add a little bit more black to make it a little darker because it's a little too light gray. One thing I noticed is that the black does not darken whatever colors you use. Like if you use two colors to create something, the black will turn it gray, or you know, whatever colors it can mix to turn it a different color. It does not darken it, which is what I was actually going for, but you know, it is what it is. I went ahead and let the paint dry off camera. So now what we're gonna do is go inside the house, the interior part. And I'm gonna be taking these rocks, pebbles that you can get at the Dollar Tree in a pack, and I'm going to be gluing them on the house. Now I had it set up how I wanted it to go. I tried to reach for all of the flat pieces so they can fit next to each other as evenly as possible. So that's, oh yeah, they're called stones, but yeah, that's what I am just doing here. But I'm gonna go ahead and glue it off camera so I can get in closer. This is how it turned out. Now it is heavy, but it can still stand on its own. I am going to get to the attic part a little later with the stones, but for now I'm going to be taking the felt pads. You can get this pack from the Dollar Tree. It's from their Tool Bench collab or collection. The last time I actually used these felt pads was when I did my Dollar Tree Grinch tea cocoa train. I did a How the Grinch Stole Christmas DIY. So if you want to go see that, you know, check that out in my DIY collections list. But I'm going to be using these as the carpet. Now, I did have a wallpaper sticker that I wanted to use for the carpet, but I'm actually going to be using that for my next Barbie doll house that I'm going to be creating. So for this one, I'm going to use the felt pads. I feel like all of these little things, these little details that I'm adding on are going to give it that ranch type of feel. Now, what I did was on Google, I did look up ranch style homes just to see how, just to get an idea of how they kind of look between the color combination, the design. So, you know, what I'm coming up with, I feel like is going to be as close as it's going to get. So the flat pieces right here that I'm going to be using, it's one whole flat piece. I'm just going to measure it so that I can cut it for each floor level and then stick it on. Now it does already come with the sticky adhesive on the back, so you don't have to glue it on, and it is very sticky. So once you like kind of stick it down, it better be in the position that you want it to be in, or it's going to be hard to remove it. Now it also is hard to cut these felt pads with scissors, so later after I cut them with the scissors and I stick them on, just to touch up a little bit, I am going to move to the heart shears. All right, now you can see the jagged edges a little bit because of the heart shears. I had a hard time cutting it as well. But moving back to the attic, like I said, so I went ahead and painted that gray color, the country gray, off camera. I also went ahead and added the stones to that triangular shaped part in the attic. Now what I'm going to do is take these stairs that I got from TEMU, and I'm also going to be taking these purple chairs that I got from the Dollar Tree pack, gluing all of this on the attic, or in the attic I shall say. And I'm also not painting anything this time around. Typically I paint the chairs a different color, but I like the purple tones. The Barbie doll that I'm going to be using for this house, she's wearing purple, so I just thought I would keep certain things purple, like the door can stay purple, the inside of the windows, and so could the furniture. I repositioned my lighting, so I put it behind me, and now you can clearly see the terrible job I did painting the attic. I forgot to do the second layer. I just did one layer of the paint and was like, screw it, like I'll just start adding everything in. But anyway, moving on to the first floor, or the third floor actually, I'm going to be adding these books. Now I took this piece, this is the piece that I said I had cut and readjusted it to go on the sides of the under the window. So I'm using this to put these books in, and you can see how cute it is. It has like Harry Potter books, The Lion, the Witch, and a Wardrobe. So I'm going to be putting like 2 cases of books. You can get these books off of TEMU as well. Well, they are real pages, but they're not like there's no words on them. It's just blank pages in the inside of these books. But these are removable. And like I said, when it comes to doing interior work on my doll houses, I like when things are interactive. You can pull them out, you can move them, you can adjust them, do different things. I just think like that's so cute. Like doll houses should not be without something that you can actually move and use. Well, moving right along to our next movable item, I also got some more little miniatures from Temu. I did a miniatures Temu haul a couple of months ago, so I probably will have that link if you want to go and see all the miniatures I'm using. But most of them I am using in this dollhouse. Well, a lot of them, not most of them, because a lot of them are going to be used in the other dollhouse. Now, on the other sides of the books, I am going to be using this 3 dresser drawer. And then I'm also going to be using a suitcase. Now again, these all can open up. You can put real things in there. I don't have many clothes. Even the Barbie dolls that I've had since I was a kid, I still have a lot of them. And the clothes are big. They're for big dolls, not miniatures. But with the suitcase, I am kind of struggling to figure out how I want to set it up before I glue it. I am going to glue it later. I think I'm going to glue it laying down like this, but I was just struggling to figure out if I wanted to stand it up. It is a big suitcases. That's one thing, like I've said before about miniatures, buying them online. You never know what's going to be too big, what's going to be too small. And of course, this is not your average dollhouse. This is a Dollar Tree dollhouse, so it's a lot smaller than those big size dollhouses that cost like a couple $100. This is $1.25 for now until it's like $1.50 or $1.75. Anyway, on the first floor, I am going to be adding in this fireplace. And yes, that hot glue did get on my fingers. I should have put my gloves back on, but probably would have burnt through the gloves anyway. Now this fireplace, as you guys seen, it can really work. And I am positioning it in the way that I can reach through, just like I did on the Coraline one, and still be able to turn it on from the window. Next thing we have right here is a little goddess painting, and I'm using this one in that level as well. I thought it matched with the fireplace. It has like the white, the brown, and the orange in the background. So that's why I am going to put it on the opposite side. This is going to be the bathroom level. So we're doing a bathroom level, we're doing a beauty room, sleeping room type of level, and then we're doing one for like storage and stuff like that. And then the attic, of course. So the next thing we have right here is a little orange tub. And I did also get this in a little pack too. It came with a bunch of different colors, but I'm gonna keep this one this orange color because it's all gonna blend in together. It's so cute. Next we have the world's smallest toilet. Now the lid does not open. I mean, it's so small anyway, so what does it matter? But I'm also going to be putting this on this level. I'm going to be putting it closer to the fireplace because there's a little opening by the door right there. Don't mind me, as usual, I am jumping around, but for the second level, we are going to be taking this little mirror. It is such a cute mirror. I'm going to be using it as like a full-size body mirror, so I'm going to be turning it in that direction and taping it by the door. Well, actually just sticking it because it does come with an adhesive. These adhesives on the back of these things from Temu are just not good at all. They do not hold up. Like, it feels like it would be good, but it's not. So I'm also going to be taking this little mirror that I got. It came with some accessories, but I'm going to be using those accessories in the next dollhouse. So I'm going to be taking this purple little bench chair, putting it on that side, and then gluing that mirror on top of that. And then we're going to be gluing a chair in there, so kind of like a little vanity. Now for the other side, I am going to be gluing this bed. I'm keeping it once again purple. I'm not going to be trying to add any sheets to it like I did for the other one, but I'm going to be gluing that in. I'm also going to be taking these 2 little miniature doll looking people and putting one of them in there as well. Probably just the purple one, because you cannot have a Barbie dollhouse without some sort of doll laying on that bed. I'm also going to be taking these little flower pots, putting the bigger one on the first floor and a smaller one on the second floor. Next thing I'm going to be doing is taking these metal hooks. It's 4 hooks on there. I think the last time I used the metal hooks was in my Tiana's Place dollhouse, and I used it to hook on the utensils for the kitchen, but this time we're going to be putting it in the bathroom. And here are the Barbie accessories that I said I got from the Dollar Tree. I also got a couple of Barbies, but I'm using this one for this dollhouse. These Barbie accessories are for the regular size Barbie, not for no miniature. So I did try to hook the purple handbag and the headband up to the hook that I put in the bathroom, but it's not going to work. Now I did buy some miniature shower poofs that would have fitted, but I'm gonna be using that for the other dollhouse, so we're just gonna have to wait on that. I'll eventually find something to put on these hooks. Ooh, but now that I'm thinking about it, I can go ahead and put these purple items in the suitcase. I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I didn't do it in this video. I'm just now thinking about it in this voiceover. But yeah, we're gonna do that. Moving back to the outside of the dollhouse. Now, I don't know where I got this little chain thing from. I feel like it just looks country. It looks like something that would have been on a Timberland boot, but then I'm like, it also looks like something that belongs in that show Yellowstone. So I'm like, yes, it's going on the house. I have this little hook, this metal hook that I'm gonna use to hook this on. Now, I did want it to dangle, but the way I'm gonna have to glue the metal part onto the house, I'm also gonna have to glue this chain onto the front of it as well. Would have been cool to dangle, but it's not gonna be that way. I also have these little Barbie nail charms that I'm gonna be gluing onto the front of each door. They're so cute. They're the gold ones that have like the gold on the hair part and then the silver clear crystals. As you can see, I also have these other large and in charge Barbie heads as well that I was trying to figure out where to put those. But I'm just gonna use one on the chair inside the house. I'm gonna glue it eventually. But for now, I'm just gonna take these flower pots and put them in the areas where I said that the first house did not have the windows because they were missing. But I'm just gonna add those instead. Now, unfortunately, I do not have any more green moss. I only have this Spanish moss because at the time that I bought moss, I did not see any more green reindeer moss. So I'm just going to be using this. And then I am eventually going to paint it with the Apple Barrel matte paint in the shade Kelly Green. So if you do have this type of moss, you can just go ahead and paint it green to look more like fresh grass instead of dead vines. Moving back to the inside of the house, just like I did for my last couple of doll houses, I'm going to be taking a picture frame, scraping out the picture that's currently in there. I've printed off some Barbie images and I'm going to be gluing them into the picture frame. Now this picture frame right here is like this silverish gray tone. I do have a gold one that I'm going to end up switching it out for instead, but I took these Barbies because Barbie did a collection for the movie Queen and Slim, and I thought it was perfect to use this image. Now the image did get kind of distorted from my wireless printer. I think I'm running low on ink, but it still looks good. And then I'm also adding another one of these nail charms to the frame. You want to Barbify everything to make it look like it came straight from Barbie. Now again, I did not notice right now, but I am going to end up ripping off the glue and re-gluing it with the bronzy picture frame. As you guys can see, it's silver, so it's supposed to be with the other one, but we're gonna switch that out later. And now I'm also gluing the doll to the bed because it kept falling out. And this is where I said I would take one of those big Barbie charms and put it on or glue it on the back of the chair. And I'm using a purple tone one. It did come with 4 different colors. This purple tone one, a white one, a hot pink that I'm also going to be using a little bit later, and a blue. Now for the tub, I am going to be filling it up with hot glue. You can use resin, but hot glue is just a lot quicker, a lot easier. You don't have to mix anything. You just squirt it on in there and then let it dry. I did show this little technique in my Nightmare Before Christmas dollhouse. And this is Miss Kelly Green, straight from Apple Barrel. We are going to be painting the moss this green color, just so, again, it looks more like fresh grass. Now for the 2 wood plaques that I'm using 2. Lately I've been using 2 in my dollhouses. It just fits more things that I need to put in the yard. I also have this walkway. I still have my Dollar Tree walkways that they brought out for Christmas. They haven't brought them out in maybe about like 2 years now, so I'm trying to savor what I do have and just cut them in half. So I'm going to be gluing this on one of the wood plaques. I did just go ahead and set the dollhouse up. I should have went ahead and glued it now, but I'm just trying to get like a feel of how I want to set things on before I actually commit to gluing it down. I'm also going to use some more of those stones. I went into the Dollar Tree's car section, their toy section. Well, of course I did. I was in there looking for the dolls. But I also went to buy some of their cars. So I got one of these Hot Wheel Land Rover Jeep style. So I was actually going to glue it like a Jeep on the rocks, you know, like hanging it off, but I am going to glue it a different way. I was just, again, trying to get like a feel of how I wanted to set things up. We have to bring the palm trees because this is a Miami, well, not Miami, but a Malibu Barbie ranch. So we have to bring some of those beachy, summery type of feels in with the palm trees. It's giving me Miami too, so that's why I said Malibu. Malibu is in California, but Miami is in Florida. Two different M's. Eminem. I'm also going to be putting these two lamp posts, whatever you want to call them. I'm also going to be putting them at the beginning of the walkway, driveway type of whatever this is going to be. I'm going to be parking the vehicle on this walkway path. So that's why I'm like, is it going to be like a driveway, walkway? I'm also going to be taking one of those Barbie charms and gluing it on the back of the tire area. I thought that was so cute because every time you see a Jeep, you always see it with something on the back of the wheel, on the back of the tire that's on the back of the Jeep. And this is when I realized that I forgot that I didn't even glue the dollhouse down, but it definitely felt like it was glued because everything that I glued in front of it, it kind of stuck it down, so I had to try to gently pull it back up and then glue it down. And now I'm going to be moving back to the back of the dollhouse and gluing down some more stuff. So we're going to be gluing down this Barbie, a bench, some hay, what is that, a stump, a horse. And I'm telling you guys, like, some things were too small, some things were too big. Like the horse was too small, the stump was too small. The drink that I'm going to be gluing with Barbie is too big, like everything, but I'm going to just work it out in a way that's going to fit it best for the back of the dollhouse, just to add as much space, because I didn't have enough to go with this type of house. I did not plan on doing a Malibu ranch. I was going to just do like, you know, a regular type of Barbie dollhouse. Now, I did stack some of that hay so that I can have like a chair for her out there. I didn't want to use a regular chair. I thought that this was best for the like the ranch, the actual ranch type of part. So I tried to bend her. I did cut that Barbie sign off. It is hard to cut it off, so you might cut some of the feet if you do decide to cut that little Barbie sign that's attached to them. But I did try to bend her. She does not bend, and if it does bend, it will bend right back to the shape it was. I was trying to get her to sit down. I even tried to glue her down that way. It just was not working. So I went ahead and glued her in the best way I can. She's kind of leaning, but it is what it is. I went ahead and added some more of that moss down, and right by her feet I also added some more stones as a walkway. On the bench I did add this little acorn and chipmunk. I think it's a chipmunk or squirrel. And I also added that light post right by the tree. You can kind of see the top of it. It is a long one, but I thought it was cute to look like it was going to be shining down right on the walkway. I would love if it lights up, or if I had the glow in the dark paint, but we can't always have it the way we want it. Off camera, I went ahead and glued the fence. It gave me such a hard time. I did say by that fence part, I wanted to add those doll heads back in. It will look like, you know, it's a gate that closes. The fence, I kept it pink. I did buy it pink for the actual dollhouse. I was thinking that maybe it could have been brown. I could have bought the brown fence, or I could have painted it brown, but you still want those, like those Barbie elements that I was mentioning. So that's why I just kept it pink, and I like it pink. And by the way, look at how cute the Land Rover is. I just had to show it up close because I didn't give a full scale of how it looks, but it does say Land Rover in the front. We're just going to do a little Barbie cribs tour right quick just to show you guys how everything turned out up close. I'm obsessed with the style of it, the design, how it turned out. Definitely looks a lot better than I was imagining it and envisioning it to turn out, because at the beginning, the color selection was kind of throwing me off. I love my brown tones, I love my earthy tones, but I don't know, something about it was just, it wasn't hitting, but I just feel like everything just came together. By the way, that paint job, there's areas, don't look at those. I forgot to go back over it. You guys know, like when I mix the colors together, like I mix more than one color, sometimes I forget what colors I mix together just to go back over it, and I'm like, if I do it, it's gonna look like just something thrown off. So that's why if it looks pink in areas, don't mind that. And again, I forgot to go back and do that second layer for the attic, so that's why it's in the attic, okay? And it will stay in the attic, so ignore that. But yeah, just an up close of how everything is set up, the design, the style, obsessed. Oh, and that floor, by the way, like I mentioned, I did go ahead and switch out the picture frame. I almost ripped the picture, by the way, because that glue was strong, but I wanted everything to be gold on that floor. Like the whole style aesthetic for this dollhouse is definitely gold, bronzy gold, purple, orange, and rocks or stones. So that's kind of like my whole you know, outlook for this dollhouse. And then on the first floor, the glue did dry. Again, it does not take long for the glue to dry. It will take longer because it's thicker, so it has to dry through those layers. But yeah, that is how it turned out. I love how it turned out. It even looks as cloudy as a bath would, so it looks good to me. I also added that drink by the Barbie. Oh my gosh, I lifted her arm up so it could be sat on that milkshake looking drink. All of the drinks are way too big for these little miniatures. I bought like I think it's Smirnoff, and I also bought the milkshakes, but they're all too big. But I was like, the milkshake has to be the best looking one, so that's why I added it by the Barbie. Now we will go ahead and turn the light on so you guys can see that you can, again, go through the window to turn the back of the fireplace on. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all my other videos. I will try to have everything that I used today, everything that I mentioned today, including the videos, listed and linked down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.